Burger King bans 120 artificial ingredients. Should we congratulate them? I think on one end, maybe we should, right? Great job. You're getting rid of crap that you were feeding us before. Well, not me, all right? I say us, but I wasn't eating there. I have eaten there before, but long time ago. But what does this really mean, right? What were you eating before they banned the 120? And the other thing is 120, can you name 120 artificial ingredients? I don't know one person that could. I don't even think anyone at Burger King could tell you 120 artificial ingredients off the top of their head. Now, they might have a list of them, but damn, that's an incredible list. And remember, they didn't say that they banned all artificial ingredients. They banned 120. In my eyes, I'm thinking to myself, only 120. But I had to laugh when I saw this. Of course, I want to congratulate them, but my brain automatically just laughs and says, so basically you're admitting that you have over 120 artificial ingredients, because they're not banning all of the artificial ingredients, they're only banning 120. So they have more than 120 artificial ingredients that they've been using in their foods since their inception. That to me is quite crazy because, like I said, I can't name, or I don't know one person that could name 120 artificial ingredients. I probably couldn't tell you with the food that they have, I probably couldn't tell you 120 real ingredients. Thinking about potatoes for French fries and the oil that they deep fry them in and the chicken and the breading and the bun and to put all that stuff together, all right? The lettuce, the tomato, the mayonnaise, I could not get to 120 if I was writing it all down. So how do they have so many artificial ingredients? But the big takeaway, what I'm trying to get at is they're using this as a marketing campaign to separate themselves from these other fast food chains that we all know they use artificial ingredients. But they're separating themselves now by saying, look, we don't do this anymore, right? We don't use these 120 or all these different ingredients. We are the fresh company. We are the natural company. We're not artificial. We're good, healthy for you. I know that people don't go to these places for health food, but it does raise a question. And it's like, well, what are you really eating when you go to these places? That's the first thing that came to my mind. And it's a marketing campaign to separate themselves. So, you know, what are we eating? How many ingredients are artificial that they still are using? Who knows? I mean, of course, you might be able to look this stuff up, but really, what are you eating? And for me, it just gives me more and more motivation not to eat this crap because, like I said, what were you eating before? What are you still eating now? Especially if it tastes the same. If it tastes the same that it did before, of course there's still artificial ingredients in there. They know, they're telling us that they didn't ban all of them. But if it tastes the same, why didn't they do that to begin with, right? Why didn't they use more natural ingredients? But the other question is how many artificial ingredients, like did they ban 120 artificial ingredients that they don't really use a lot of? Like they're tiny amounts of these artificial ingredients, but they use a huge amount of something else. It really brings a lot of questions to my mind when I hear something like that. But it's gotta be one of the funniest things I've ever seen to see a company basically admit, we've been using massive amounts of artificial ingredients to give you the food that tastes the way it tastes, but we don't do that anymore. And, you know, we're real now. You're real now? You've been in business for how many years? And just now you're going to start to do these things? Maybe because it's trendy and maybe because people are looking for more natural or fresh things to eat. I don't think people really are. I think that people just say that and they want to feel better about the choices that they're eating. And they know this, right? They know this because They still pump out the same crap, but they're using this as a marketing campaign. So protect your brain, analyze things critically, and see that they don't really care about your health. They're still using tons of artificial ingredients. Who knows how many? Of course, it's a step in the right direction. But when I see that it's being used as a marketing objective and a campaign versus just a company that decides to do this behind closed doors or just does this because they know that that's what's right, because maybe they've seen the results and the unhealth that comes from artificial ingredients being pumped down your throat. I just think it's kind of ridiculous, and our standard, our bar for what we accept is so low that we have to do better. We have to start choosing to go and shop and make our own food. I know what you're saying. Hey, I don't have the time. I respect that. I understand that. But there's got to be a better way. As a society, we have to have creative thinkers come up with ways that we can get real food, and we don't have to settle for a company that gets rid of 120 artificial ingredients, and God knows how many more artificial ingredients that they're really using, and feel good about that, right? We have to do better than just settling for this. So just something that you probably have saw. If you didn't see it, just letting you know. Interesting. Love to get your take on it. That's my take on it. I thought it was funny. But Burger King, 120 less. How many do they really have? And what the heck were you eating before they banned all that crap?